Hello everyone, today I am quite excited to talk to you about the Ozito Brushless Circular Saw. It has 184 blade on it with 24 teeth. It's actually a pretty big blade for such a DIY type of kit that Ozito are doing at the moment. Pretty good build quality. It feels nice in the hand. It's fairly well balanced. You can tell that the plastics on it are a little bit cheap and probably won't survive being thrown around in a truck or anything like that, but it really looks like a beast. I mean, it feels good in the hand. It's slightly weighted to the blade side, but I must admit it still feels really good. It hasn't got the battery on there at the moment, so the battery will probably just balance it out a little bit better. Nice looking blade. I have not cut anything with it yet. It's just been pulled out of the box. Had a bit of a play with it, but haven't cut anything yet. So this is the first cut that I'm going to do for the purpose of the video. It's got a plastic guard at the bottom with the finger tab as well. It's got your adjustable bevel on the side, and it actually has a nice clicking feature. So it clicks into 45 degrees, 30, 15 and 0. And it just feels good it's like easily adjustable, and then obviously easily to lock in as well. Got your Allen key on the side to obviously take your blade off if you ever need to replace it or swap it over. Got a nice alloy frame over the top, a steel shoe at the bottom. That's obviously adjustable, high adjustable as well. And again, the brushless motor inside. Now, probably can't see too well, but the brushless motor, it's a decent sized brushless motor. I'm pretty impressed at this stage by the feel of the look and the quality. The most important part is seeing how it cuts and how it performs. The rubber grips are really nice. That grip at the top's really comfortable. It's quite wide, so your hand can get a good grip on it. It's also got a built-in light, which I didn't really show, but it's during the day, so I don't need it. But you probably never need a light, but it's nice to have in case you're in a dark area. It illuminates when you pull the trigger. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the blade performs. I mean, usually I buy these type of tools and then just replace them with a better quality blade or a higher quality blade, but we'll see how we go. Now that's a fully charged 4 amp hour battery, just come off the charger, been used a few times, slots in nice and easy. As you can tell, the motor has a nice soft start engine, and then also has a engine brake as well, and it isn't loud. It's a quiet motor, which is good. So here I'm just dropping the depth, making sure that you want to get it so the blade sits just below the actual piece of timber you're about to cut. Now I'm going to lock that in and drop a couple more mil, but then here I'm going to do a fairly unconventional rip. You don't often rip a 90 by 45 that's about 2 meters long, but I'm just going to do it for the purpose of the video and give it a bit of a stress test to see how it performs. It does pretty well. It's the first time I've used it, so I didn't want to push it too hard. It's a windy day, so the dust is just flying everywhere, and I didn't have time to set up the vac or anything like that to hook up with the dust port. But that cut through really well. It cut through beautifully for the piece of timber. I was pretty impressed. I felt like I could push quite a bit harder, which I haven't, built the confidence yet to do so on a supposedly cheaper end brand. But I'll do a couple of cross cuts here as a more conventional thing. I mean, my workbench wasn't that solid, so it didn't hold the timber tight enough. And I think the timber gets caught in the actual guard here. But that's the user, not the tool's fault. That's the user's fault. So here I start pushing a little bit harder, and it cuts through like butter. So pretty impressed with how it performed. I always get a little bit cautious of the actual equipment that it's the blade that's supplied, but as you can tell, it did a really good job. It cut through the timber beautifully. I've done about 8 or 9 cuts there, and that rip, all in the same battery. You know, and that's even credit to the blade itself. Still got 3 bars, which is expected off a few cuts, but it feels really nice to cut with it. In the hand, it feels strong. The motor does, you know, obviously it has that resistance, but I wouldn't say that it struggled at any point and never cut out. I mean, one of the biggest reasons why I replaced my old circular saw, I had a brushed Milwaukee circular saw, and I found that every time I used it, it would cut out quite a bit, and I even coupled it up with a 5 or 6 amp battery, and it still wasn't cutting as quick or as well as I wanted to. And you know, I spent all kinds of money on circular saws, and this one was in the shop, so I thought I'd pick it up and give it a bit of a test run. Be handy to have around the house. But look at that. That's a credit to the blade itself. It's a really clean cut. Took my time with it. And cut it all the way through quite nicely. Pretty happy with this little beast at the moment. I'm sure there's a few more things I want to do with it, and I'll throw a few more videos up, especially after I maybe swap the blade out and try a different blade as well. So thanks again, Ozito, you've done well.